This might be the only drum cover I ever put on YouTube. It was recorded at the end of August of 2016, and now it's 6 years later. Doesn't seem like so long ago. But it was played for a friend of mine and a friend of many who died suddenly of a heart attack at the age of 48. His mom, his sister, him and me, we all used to play in a brass woodwind band together. And he played in some area rock bands. And when I was a kid, you know, I was fascinated with drums. What kid isn't, right? And, you know, I used to be glued right to him. Watched every movie made, everything. And from time to time, I would bring his drum set home with me and drive my dad insane because I'd have it set up in my bedroom. That was many, many, many years ago. So in 2016 was the 30th anniversary of the town band. And was going to see about getting him to come back and play. You know, life gets away, life gets busy, and he hadn't been active in that band for several years. But, you know, we always talked about Mike and the Poke and Hope Club. So when, you know, we were starting to put things together for it, I was talking with him, and, you know, it looked like he was going to maybe be available to come play for the 30th anniversary concert that was being set up. And, you know, his mom was elderly at the time, in a wheelchair, and she was going to attend and watch. His sister came up from Massachusetts, and she sat in and played on that concert. But shortly before that concert is when Mike died. And of course, I'd known his family ever since I can remember. So I talked to his mom and dad and said, hey, what would you think about me coming and picking up his drums to use those in the concert? Absolutely. You know, so I went and got them and brought them to the house, set them up, made sure they were all tuned up, and it's a same drum set he's had since, early 90s. So, you know, I played with him here at the house for a little while just to get used to that setup again. And took him up. We played the concert. And then they came back to my house for a while. And shortly thereafter was his celebration of life. You know, friends, family could all get together and, you know, do the thing, right? Well, I told one person that I was going to show up with his drum set. I told his daughter, one of his daughters. I told her at like midnight the night before, I said, just let you know I'm going to bring your dad's drums with me tomorrow. You know, she thought that was awesome because drumming was a major part of who Mike was. So the next day I loaded them all up in the truck and headed off. Didn't take drumsticks with me because I had no intentions of playing anything. So went to the establishment, and it was a shock to everybody that his drums had showed up because I wanted to surprise everybody. So room was made, cleared a hole, logged them in, set them up, and they sat there. Other bands played. You know, everybody used their own equipment. Mike's drums sat there for display purposes. And when, you know, I was sitting at a table with his folks, and his mom had made a comment about me playing something. No, I ain't gonna do that, ain't gonna do that. Well, she went behind my back, and a while later, I was sitting there talking with them, and I heard my name get called out. And I got voluntold that I was going to play Wipeout for everybody on Mike's drums. Okay. So that's when I found out that his mom had gone behind my back to set this up because she wanted to hear it. I wasn't going to tell her no. Well, I didn't have drumsticks. So the guy who was basically doing the MC was his best buddy. And I walked over and said to Chris, I says, well, I don't have any drumsticks. And he hands me this beat up set of drumsticks. He goes, here's Mike's sticks. Yep, game on now. So, started pulling the drums out away from the wall a little bit because it was kind of crammed in there. We needed some room. So I started pulling them out, getting spread out, you know, set up a little bit better. And one of the guitar players from one of the bands, he says, hey, you want some guitar with that? I looked at this guy, never seen this guy in my life. And I thought, you know, this is a disaster waiting to happen. So I thought about turning him down, politely telling him, no, that's okay. Then I thought, you know what? Mike was Mr. Poke and Hope. Give it hell, man. So I said, yeah, do it. So had the drums all ready to go, sat down. I started playing. You know, musicians you see the musicians stare. They stare at each other, right? Got that stare going with a guitar player. And we gave her hell. We went all the way through it. Came out friggin' perfect. Absolutely perfect. And Mike would have been proud. And to see his grown-ass best buddy man, you know, grown-ass man crying because, you know, he hadn't seen them drums beat like that in so long. And to hear Mike's drums getting beat. And that was the last time they were played that I know of. You know, it's quite something. And it wasn't until after we were done that I found out that it was live streamed on the internet. So, you know, no pressure, right? Then I got to watch it and see what went out on the internet. So afterwards, his mom brought me a DVD with that video on it and some other videos and photos and things. So here it is. This is completely friggin' impromptu, poke and hope, pull it out of your ass.